Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Flora, I'm back. Yesterday I didn't keep my promise. I got diarrhea, so I was really doesn't have any energy to do video. But that's okay. I'm coming back today and I'm going to talk about um, letting go people who mistreat us as a form of self-respect, self-love, and self-appreciation. And I think it's one of the most important thing if you want to grow as a human being, and if you want to have your artwork or creation being appreciated by other people. We need to start it by appreciating ourselves. So yeah, before we talk more, I want to introduce myself for anyone who are watching this video for the first time. My name is Flora Marcella. You can call me Flora. I'm from Indonesia, originally from Jakarta, but now I already live in Bali for 10 years and I love it here. And then I'm a singer-songwriter slash graphic designer and illustrator. And I also make YouTube video like this. I want to share some insight knowledge that I know that hopefully can help all of us to live a happier, more joyful life and living every day doing things that we love. So yeah, if you like this kind of video and you want to support me and you want to see me keep creating video like this, please like, subscribe to my channel. It's really mean a lot. Okay, welcome back. Let's go back to the topic. So yeah, I think when we create, like for example songs or artwork, I feel it myself from my experience. When I start to appreciate myself and respect myself, to like walking away from clients or people who doesn't treat me right, who cannot appreciate my work, um, I just feel healthier mentally, and I also find another people who are more loving and more appreciative with my work. But it happens like a wave. So there's a moment where I was like pretty much alone, or a transition area where I feel like I have no one, until I finally, maybe I already letting go of my unworthiness of receiving better treatment, better appreciation, better payment, and then I will meet people and clients who are treating me better. Actually, they're treating me as good as I'm treating myself. So I think for you who are trying to have a happier life and convenience life, and if you want to have healthier mental health condition, and if you want to be able to do things that you love and enjoy it every day, I think it's really important to you know just set boundaries and appreciate yourself enough to say no, even though it's scary at the beginning, especially if you are, since you're a kid, probably grow up in a environment, in a family where you are being taught that you have to please everyone, that you have to always say yes. Usually it's also, if you're coming from a religious background, you might be like me, being taught that you just have to accept everything even though it's shit. And you are expected to sacrifice, and it's good to suffer. It's not good, everyone. Like, I think we all deserve uh, to be treated with love and respect. And if there is people who are like trying to talk you that it's okay to be treated badly, it's okay to be abused, then I think you need to really get out of that environment, even though they are your close family. And I think that's what I do. Like, for a long time I live alone, away from everyone I know in the past. Basically, it was for my mental health and for my healing process, because everyone didn't really understand what's happening to me back then. I just really don't want to um, ex- explain anymore, because I feel that at the time, whatever I say to them, I will be blamed at the end anyway, and they don't understand me. So yeah, for a couple years I just like have no contact with my parents especially, and I keep in contact with another member of my family who are mostly at the same age as me, so they don't have much judgment. They don't think that I'm crazy or lost. They pretty much understand me, even though they cannot do anything to also convince the older generation. But for my experience, whatever that people, especially your family, do to you, it's if it's harsh, if it's abusive, it's not your fault. It's not your fault, and it's their decision, and it's a reflection of their own fear and their own mindset and beliefs. And um, I tried back then to try to explain to them, but apparently we cannot make people understand if they don't really have a desire to listen and to understand us. So I just learned to let go of my expectation that they will understand me and they will support me. Basically, what I do back then is that make them pretty shock was like, for example, I stopped going to a specific religious activity that my family has been, follow for many years. But I think religion is something that should be personal, and it cannot be forced on anyone, even though pretty much anyone I know have the same religion like their parents. But I choose to not to, because I feel like it doesn't work with me, and I like to know more and I want to learn more. And back then I was disowned pretty much because I want to learn other religion. But apparently after a couple of years, they start to realize that there's no point of telling me what to not to do, because I'm still going to do it anyway. And since I never force myself on anyone, I never force my opinion on them anyway, maybe they realize that they cannot force their opinion on me, and I want to live my life the way I want to live my life. And then the next big thing where they disown me again, not they, like one of my parents disown me again, is when I choose to do a therapy, where this therapy is pretty much bring up a lot of memory when I was a kid. And I started to remember events where I experienced abuse, sexual abuse, and I start to speak up about it to them, and they just like, pretty much like trying to shut me down again, like, you should not think about the past, something like that. But at that moment, I was in this healing journey where I have to really be allowed to speak up and being listened to, something that I never experienced since I was a kid. I was always being told to stay silent and to not speak up about that thing. So at that moment, like, I end up speaking up in public, in like, not public, in YouTube channel. And a couple of my family member like reach out to me and call me, and then they are like, one of them are blaming me that it caused me speaking up caused them to like have fighting. I don't even know, but back then I was a little bit shocked, of course, but the after that experience I understand that whatever they do, whatever the emotion get triggered in them, and whatever they say about me is not about me at all. It's a reflection of their own emotion of fear and denial and everything else. So hmm, I pretty much walking away from all of them and not, I don't keep in touch with them. And then there's like a lot of people that I know in the past that I feel like um, they are blaming me and projecting to me their own fear and insecurity. I just like say, no, I cannot, you know, I cannot spend my energy to explain and to make people happy. I'm not here to make people happy. I'm here to be myself, and I want to do what I want. That I know that it's not harming anyone if these people doesn't really have fear that they're projecting to me and expectation that they're projecting to me. Like people that doesn't really have any expectation toward me will think of me that I'm a pretty decent people. It's only a couple of people who have already an expectation that I have to be this kind of person, who are a bit, having a hard time to accept that I'm changing as a person. I grow up and I say no on things that I don't want to do, and I am being honest and speaking out about it because I just don't want to, um, lying, like pretending to want something when I don't want it, when, you know, I don't want to force myself to fit in, and I also don't want to do things that I don't want to do. A lot of people give me input of what I should sing, where I should sing, how I should wear clothes, or how much weight that I have to have. And I just ignore them because, yeah, I wish everyone could just focus their energy on themselves and do things that really can change their life rather than focusing on other people. So I think, um, friends, if you are in a condition where you are feeling like you cannot do things that you love because you have a lot of people like keep talking negatively about you and about what you're going to do, they didn't trust you, they don't believe in you, I think you really need to make a boundaries to either reduce the amount of time of being around people like that, or just completely go for a while, I think, until they can understand. And I think it's really good for their own personal growth as well. So they can realize that what they do is really not nice. And when you say no and you make boundaries, that this is you make a statement that you don't want to be treated like that, pretty much people will respect you more. And it's also you respect yourself more because if you really have self-love and if you really know how worthy you are and how deserving you are to be able to be yourself and to be able to be understood and accepted as who you are. If only you are growing up with people who have a lot of love, then you will not need to experience all that bad treatment from people, because whatever people do to you that is bad, it's not because of you, it's because they're a bad person. Because nice people doesn't go around hurting other people, And if you imagine, you if you cannot do that to other people, but other people do that to you, it means that it's already wrong. Because you know, um, if you cannot do it to other, but other do it to you, so that people must be having a real problem. They probably mentally sick or spiritually sick. And if you want to forgive them, it's good for your own mental health, and it's good for your own frequency and vibration, because you will vibrate higher in the vibration of love, and that will be good for everything that you do in your life will come easier. But you don't have to reconnect to people who still don't know how to treat you with love and respect. And usually they treat people with no love or with no respect or with no understanding, because that's the only thing that they know. So we cannot really expect anyone to treat us more than they treat themselves. Usually that's what happened, because that's the only thing that they know. So if you really have love for them, you can pray for them. But for, as an advice, let go the desire to rescue them, to be hero for them, or to save them, or to teach them, because there is no point on trying to teach or save anyone who doesn't want to teach, who doesn't want to be teach, who doesn't want to listen, who doesn't want to grow. That desire have to come to them, coming from themselves. And what we can do for them is to, take care of ourselves and show to them that if you do your own healing, and then people who see you then will, hopefully, if they are at the same frequency as you, they also going to be inspired by your healing rather than thinking negatively about you. But if they see your healing, they see your growth, they see your change, and they become more bitter, and they are become more jealous, and they are turning into haters and say bad things about you, it means that they are in a lower vibrant frequency, and there's nothing you can do for them except to pray for them. And don't worry about them so much, because the 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 distance between this frequency, they cannot really do any harms to you, because they're in a lower frequency than you. So yeah, friend, I think that's all for tonight, for the video tonight. I hope you know your words, that you are deserving people who love you and appreciate I think, like, you don't need a lot of people, that you don't need like a million of followers. Like, if that's happened to you, good for you. But more importantly, you need maybe one or two or three people. It's already an abundance of people who actually can accept you and love you and listen to you for who you are, and accepting you and love you. I think that's already a lot. I mean, like, yeah, even if you don't have anyone at the moment, please remember that you always have yourself, your higher self, your guide, your guardian, God, who always think that you are very lovely, and God is the one who created you with a lot of love and uniqueness. And God see you as a wonderful thing, and to watch you grow and becoming yourself is what, it's a joy. And I hope you know that you are so loved and amazing, even though maybe at this moment you are alone and you don't have much people around you. If you keep being yourself, someday you will find your people who actually see you as who you are and love you for who you are. So that's all, friends. Good night. See you tomorrow. Mwah.